Hi, I'm Attorney Megan Neubauer with the Constantakis Law Office. Today, we're diving into irrevocable trusts, what they are, how they work, and why they might be a smart option for your estate plan. We'll walk through some of the key benefits so you can get a clearer picture of whether this type of trust might be right for you. Just a quick reminder, while this video is a great place to start, it's always best to speak with an experienced attorney about your specific situation. If you're thinking about creating an estate plan, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to help you start protecting your legacy. Terms to know when talking about irrevocable trusts. Before we get into what an irrevocable trust is, along with its pros and cons, there are a few key terms that are helpful to understand first. Grantor, beneficiary, and trustee. Let's start with the grantor. That's the person who creates the trust and transfers their assets into it. Next is the beneficiary or beneficiaries, which refers to the person or group of people who will receive the income or assets from the trust. And then there's the trustee. This is one of the most important roles in the trust. The trustee is responsible for managing the trust, distributing assets according to the trust's terms, filing tax returns, and handling any property held in the trust. Now, one important thing to note, in an irrevocable trust, the grantor can't serve as the trustee. That's why it's crucial to choose someone you trust, someone who will carry out your wishes and manage everything responsibly. What is an irrevocable trust? An irrevocable trust is a powerful estate planning tool that allows you to move your assets out of your name and into a trust. What makes it irrevocable is that once the terms are set, they're very difficult, sometimes nearly impossible to change. That's actually by design. The idea is that the permanence of the trust is what allows you to access some of its biggest benefits. By transferring your assets into an irrevocable trust, those assets are no longer considered part of your personal estate. And that opens the door to a number of potential advantages, which we'll dive into next. What are some of the benefits of an irrevocable trust? In Wisconsin, one of the biggest advantages of using an irrevocable trust is asset protection. Because the assets are no longer in your name, they're shielded from things like lawsuits, creditors, and even the high costs of long-term care, such as nursing homes. Another major benefit involves taxes. While Wisconsin doesn't have a state estate tax, we still have to deal with the federal estate tax. With an irrevocable trust, your taxable estate is reduced, which means you could owe far less in federal estate taxes, helping preserve more of your wealth for your beneficiaries. Long-term care planning is also a key part of estate planning here in Wisconsin. Under Medicaid rules, if you transfer your assets into an irrevocable trust at least 5 years before applying, those assets typically aren't counted towards Medicaid asset limits. That can be a crucial part of qualifying for benefits without spending your entire estate. And finally, because the assets are already held in the trust and no longer in your name, your estate can avoid probate. That means a quicker, smoother transition for your loved ones and peace of mind for you. What are some disadvantages of an irrevocable trust? While the benefits of an irrevocable trust can be very appealing, there are some important considerations to keep in mind before deciding if it's the right fit for you. One of the biggest drawbacks is the loss of control. Since the grantor can't serve as the trustee, you won't have direct control over the assets once they're placed in a trust. That responsibility shifts entirely to the trustee, which is why choosing someone you trust is so important. Another limitation is flexibility, or rather, the lack of it. As the name suggests, an irrevocable trust is designed to be permanent. Making changes is extremely difficult and usually requires court approval, and even then, only under specific circumstances. Another disadvantage of an irrevocable trust is that for you to even qualify for an irrevocable trust is that you actually have to have all of your properties be paid off. There can be no mortgages outstanding on those properties you choose to transfer into an irrevocable trust. I hope this video helped you get a better understanding of irrevocable trusts and some of the benefits and downsides that accompany them. Remember that while you may think this is a great fit for you, it's always best to speak with a trained professional to see what the best estate planning method for you will truly be. As always, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out via our website or by calling us at 414-427-6181 today.